What's going on? Read my lips, people. We are back. Back like we ain't never left, baby. So, boy, do we have some stuff to talk about. It's late. I'm tired. We're going to get through this. So, if you recall my last video, I spoke about how during Yang's run for president, how we all sort of painted him in our own light. We sort of painted him how we perceived him or how we wanted him to be. So some Yang Gang painted him as progressive, others painted him as conservative. It was just something that we did, right? And so Yang wasn't the only person that people did that to. Obviously, other people had their preferred candidates, and they painted their preferred candidates in whatever light they sought to see them in, right? This isn't everybody, but there was a large percentage of people that did this. So, yeah, that brings me to this latest tweet, and shout out to the Matt Skidmore show for posting this tweet, and he had a response to the tweet, and that's what got my attention to it. So usually I block out the person's name so they don't get harassed or anything like that, but this is a social platform, and you put a post on a social platform for people to respond and comment to, so you must be okay with your name being out there. So I'm going to leave her name. But I find this very interesting. So the user's name is Jacqueline Free Palestine, right? Which I don't necessarily disagree with, right? But she goes on to say, Andrew Yang, and it's going to be on the screen here somewhere, Andrew Yang isn't a progressive, but Eric Adams is worse. Both of them need to get blocked. So my top 5 for the ranked choice voting list would be Wiley, Morales, Stringer, Donovan, and Garcia. Now, interesting post. A couple things there. Jacqueline says Free Palestine. Again, I don't disagree. And it sounds like she's for ranked choice voting, which I am in favor of. So 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Jackie.
Hi.
Oh, hi. Well, I guess that's 2 out of 3. Joey.
But when you go on to say that Yang isn't a progressive, that might be on the truer side. Again, we don't want to paint him as a progressive necessarily, but he is more progressive than some of those people you named. Let's get into it. So I just think it's funny that she says that. No facts, no data to back it up. It's like her opinion, man. So we're going to get real nerds for Yangish right now. And we're going to put up a chart. There should be a chart on the screen somewhere. And I'll let you guys look at that chart real quick while I sip my tea. I still haven't had boba tea. That's crazy. If anybody remembers the boba tea conversation I had, it seems like eons ago now, post it in the comment section. So let's get into it. So on the screen, we got Yang, we got Wiley, we got Catherine Garcia, and we got Eric Adams. All right. Now remember, Jackie said, Jacqueline, Jackie, whatever you want to go by. Let me know what you want to go by if you happen to come upon this video. I'll probably go back and forth between the names. We've got them on the screen, and now let's just sort of go over who has the more progressive outlooks, shall we? Let's see if Jacqueline, if her theory on who is more progressive or not is true, or are we going to debunk it? Let's find out. So, Andrew Yang is in favor of basic income. Now, I find it interesting that there are still some people who are like, basic income has been disproven. Like, I can't believe we're even still talking about that. If during this pandemic, if you haven't realized that basic income is super essential, then I don't know what to tell you. And no, we in America, the stimulus packages weren't basic income, but it was as close as we got to it. And I think we got paid out, what, 3 times? And then there's, programs that are giving tax credits for children and stuff like that. But I want to say during this pandemic is like the closest America got to as a whole to to what it would feel like to have some sort of basic income. It's like the closest we got, right? But it opened a lot of people's eyes to basic income. Like, a lot of people were like, this is a good idea. This is a great idea, right? So off rip, Yang's for basic income. Wiley isn't. Garcia isn't. Adam isn't. It's not a good start. It's not a good start for them. Let's see if they can catch up. Yang's got that on them. Let's go to the next one. Public banking. Yang's for it. Wiley, Garcia, Adams, they're not for it. This isn't good. This is not good. Yang's up 2. They're down. Jacqueline, your theory is not looking so great. But let's go to the next one. Supports the New York Health Act. Yang does. Wiley doesn't. Garcia doesn't. And Adams doesn't.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
I mean, this is speaking for itself, right? This is a big one. This is a big one for me. So basic income was one of the big ones for me, right? Ending the war on drugs. Huge. I title this and I file this under duh, right? The war on drugs has been proven to not have worked, right? Continuing it and perpetuating it is absolutely ridiculous. If you look at the history on the war on drugs and how it's affected communities and families, it's been horrible. So ending the war on drugs. Yang's for it. Wiley's for it. Wiley is for it. Okay, she's in the game. She's on the board. Garcia isn't. Adams isn't. Are they even playing? Are they even competing? Decriminalizing sex work. This is another big thing, right? Yang's for it. Wiley's for it. So she's come to she's come to contend, right? Wiley's for it. Garcia isn't. Adams isn't. I gotta take another sip. This is absolute insanity. Again, I file these under duh, right? The vacant land tax. Yang is for it. Wiley isn't. Garcia isn't. Adams isn't. Garcia and Adams, are you even going to get on the board? Let's go to the next one. Maybe they'll have something defined as progressive on this chart. Let's see. Civilian Police Commissioner. Now, this is a big one. Right? Yang's for it. Wiley's for it. Garcia isn't. And Adams isn't. So, let's go back to Jacqueline real quick. All right? Jacqueline said Andrew Yang isn't a progressive, but Eric Adams is worse. Both of them need to get blocked. Right? So both of them need to get blocked. Eric Adams wasn't for any of the things we just spoke about. Should he get blocked? Sure. You're right. He wasn't for any of that. Yang was for every single one of those. Why would Yang need to get blocked? Actually, if we're going by your progressive standards, then it would be Eric needs to get blocked and Garcia needs to get blocked. And then Yang and Wiley, you can place them where you want to place them in the ranked choice voting. But going by your standards, Garcia and Adams should be blocked. And this just, and this is not to pick on her. This is not to pick on her. But this is just going back to what I said in that last video. People paint these candidates how they want to perceive them. Right? They paint these candidates how they want to perceive them. She said her list would be Wiley. Now look, Wiley was a contender. She had 3 out of that list. She had 3, right? So she's a contender. She's in this. She's in this bitch, right? She's up in this shit. So, okay, Wiley's in there. Stringer, you want to put Stringer in there? He's number 2, right? We see how he's competing. He's not included in this list, but you want to throw him in there, fine. But then Donovan and Garcia, what is going on? What? Garcia should have been on the blacklist. Clearly, Jacqueline is painting them how she sees fit. And from what I understand, from when I look at this post, it seems like she's working backwards from her own conclusion. Now, I could be wrong. Maybe she has other standards included in this that we're not aware of. But I'm just going off of what she said and what she showed me. And again, shout out to Matt Skidmore for posting this. I just felt it was very interesting looking at this chart and seeing what she was saying. And look, there's other things that we're gonna have to tackle involving Yang that I'm gonna eventually have to get into. I think one of the things is, and excuse me for having to look this up. One of the comments I got on my channel, and I'll tackle this and I'll talk about it. Right, I have no issues talking about it. Was Think Beyond? Shout out to Think Beyond and thank you for all the love that I got on the last video. For everybody, welcome me back. I love y'all. But Think Beyond said, he thinks that some of the issues that Yang is having is his one-sided Israel-Palestine take, and how he kind of backpedaled afterwards, and that disappointed a lot of people, right? So, and if you look at what her name is, right? Let's look at what her name is, Free Palestine. Maybe she's not feeling Yang because of that. So there's no telling what kind of standards these people are holding against them. But if we're going to talk about being progressive, right, and who's having the most progressive policies, it's on paper, it's looking to me like Yang's got him, right? Let me know if you guys agree in the comment section below. Out of everybody running, or even out of these 4, who do you feel is the more progressive? Who do you feel is going to have the more progressive outlook on things? I'm very curious to hear your answers. Also, go to the community section in my YouTube tab. I put a poll up there. Check it out. It's about Yang running for mayor. I'm interested in your opinions on it. Let me know. Don't forget to check out that poll. I'll leave it up for another day or two. Very curious indeed. So, yeah, not a ridiculously long video. I just felt I had to talk about this. I will be talking about, because people have been reaching out, wanting me to talk about it, the whole AOC situation. So, be on the lookout for that video in a day or two. And yeah, I appreciate you for stopping in. So, if you like what you see, if you like what you hear, please like, comment, subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. If you don't, let me know in the comment section why. I'm always down to talk about it. I have a Cash App, a PayPal, a Venmo, a Patreon. Please feel free to donate to the channel. Every little bit helps. Hopefully I'll be talking to you guys soon. Have a good one. Peace.
Sometimes I'm feeling high, but sometimes I'm feeling low. I wanna stay inside, I could call my bed my home. I've been trapped inside my mind, that's what keeps me in the zone. I think that I'll be fine, but I do not really know, yeah. It's too late for me, not too late for you. To be great, you'll see, the pain's worth the truth. I don't wanna be just someone that's new. I speak my mind so free, so you could hear the truth. Yeah, I know that we all have fear. In the back of our minds we hear the devil that's in our ear. Let it push you to see more clear. I don't wanna think about the pain no more. Everybody's not the same, we all open different doors. Yeah, we've all got different brains, that's what keeps starting these wars. I just stay within my lane, hope my words even score. I just try to keep it real.